So, are you ready to party? Today we're going to play with balloons and create fabulous papers for mixed media collage. Plus, I'll share an embarrassing secret about myself. Hi everybody, it's Kelly from Collage-Lab, and I've got some mixed media March minis for you. Hi everybody, today we're going to make some papers with regular old latex balloons, and these are cheapies from the dollar store, of course. I have some freezer paper. If you've got a non-stick surface to mix your paint on, that'll be great, and I'll give you a little hint. You'll want to save that for an upcoming March Minis video. So my deep dark secret is I have never been skilled at tying balloons. I've got 3 balloons here today in the studio that are blown up and tied, and it probably took me an hour. Yeah, pretty sad. Anyhow, we do have balloons. I've got freezer paper, and I've got a variety of craft paints. Just going to mix up some colors here on the freezer paper, and we're going to make some really fun collages. Oops, that's no good. That's what happens when you don't shake up old paint, cheap stuff. Yeah, that's going in the trash. But I'm just going to lay down some fun colors here. We'll see what we can come up with. Any kind of acrylic paint will work for this. I'm just going through some leftover cheap stuff in some fun warmish colors, I think. All right, here we go. So blow up a balloon, tie it if you can. If you can't tie it like me, you can blow it up and hold it closed. If you don't have balloons, you could blow up a Ziploc bag and hold it closed, twist it around, hold it closed. So I'm just going to start kind of bouncing the bottom of my balloon. That's kind of how I'm mixing my papers. And then over here I've got blank sheets, and just pouncing it down to create some really interesting papers. So that's kind of fun. Set that aside and let it dry. You can kind of swirl it around if you want. You can bounce it and twist it. Some of these are ending up with quite a bit of paint, so they're going to take a little while to dry, but they're kind of cool colors. Let's see if I can get to that yellow. It's way back in the corner. Ah! Paint disaster. If you do one that's, less than desirable, you can go over it again. Add more paint. This is just kind of fun, and we're getting some really lively papers here. I'm going to do a few on some book pages, same colors. thick I go, whether you're going to be able to see through the printing or not. Mix it around. Just have some fun. That's pretty cool. So set these aside to dry. And I'm going to just swirl this around here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So that's more of a mixed color, right? And if you don't, you know, those would be nice for something that you're looking for, a nice orange, a little bit of variation, not a lot. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Kind of cool. Set that aside. And I'm going to add in a little bit more here. The more the merrier. Any colors, play around, see what you come up with. You know, if you drag the balloon through and then pounce it down, what do you get? You get too much of that color, that's for sure. But we're getting some fun papers. And look at the marks from the balloon, right? So it's a little different than just applying it with a brush or a brayer or a sponge or a stamp or something like that. I'm going to do some on some bright yellow paper. Add some more paint here. Keep it fresh. Keep it fun. You get tired of that one, you know, move on to another balloon. They are super inexpensive, so you can just play all day with a variety of colors. Look at those. How fun is that with that fluorescent yellow shining through? I love it. All right, one more on white. I'm going to put this down and kind of twist it. That gives an interesting effect. Ooh, look at that. All right. I'm going to let these dry. And like I said, save your nonstick paper with the leftover paint on it. We will be using it in a future March Minis video. So I am just thrilled with how some of these balloon papers turned out. Look at the way those colors blend. Look at the texture, and the edges are so fun. And I'm really excited to use these today. Those look like flowers, don't they? And the little artifacts and just the fun papers that we've made. And so I actually am going to pull out my circle punch, and I'm not going to just punch in the middle of the circle because that would be boring. But I want to capture some of these fun edges. So I'm just going to cut a series of circles that I think are kind of fun to look at. Look at the movement. That's just so fun. You know, and if circle punch doesn't quite get to where you want to go, you know, just cut yourself another edge. And then use the circle punch upside down as a viewfinder, what you're going to capture in your circle. That's fun. That's really fun. Let's see what else. Ooh. On the yellow paper too. I love that. Just some fun colors. All right, so I've got some circles punched. I'm going to make my little mixed media March mini. See what I can do with these little guys. How fun. This one's got a little raw edge. Didn't quite get cut right, so I'm just going to trim that a little bit. Okay. Super fun. So I'm going to put those down as a background, and then I punch these fun little heads out. I think I'm going to put them in there as well. So I'm just going to do this rather intuitively. Just glue one down and then the next. No plan. Just see if I can make something that is interesting to look at, that really just highlights these fun papers. Overlap some. You just can't go wrong with circles. Start working my gals in here. There we go. This is today's Mixed Media March Mini featuring painted papers made with balloons.